Do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior, the big man himself? You know, JC. Did you say Jesus Christ? No. Jason Crawford. Back in November on my Twitch, I watched maybe one of the weirdest movies I have ever seen, Miracle Man by Ted Jordan. If you haven't heard of this movie, then oh boy are you in for a heavenly treat. It's really something special. That's why it's taken me since November to make a video about it. I've tried twice before, but I just couldn't do justice to the movie. I couldn't capture the absurdity of it. This is video number 3, and let's see if this time I can capture the abhorrent green screen acid trip that is Miracle Man. In this movie, good old Ted decides to answer the question that nobody asked. What if, instead of living in the 1st century, Jesus lived in modern days? Since that is the premise of the movie, everything in it is a modern rendition of a biblical story. But Ted somehow does it in such a weird way that not only does it make it so much more confusing, but it also misses the point of the original story. Now, during this video, I'm also gonna cut in footage from the original live stream so you guys can see my first time reaction to it. With that aside, let's dive right into this divine disaster and dissect its defective display of the Bible. So the movie begins with a voiceover, just like most terrible movies do. I'm looking at you, Neil Breen.
My name is Jason Crawford.
Jason? JC introduces himself and the opening credits appear on screen with footage of Jason in the desert. JC describes his 40-day fast in the desert and then explains his motivations for doing that in the first place. Is this the 40 days?
Getting away into the desert to listen.
Yeah.
Quiet.
The 40 days where he was up in the desert.
Listen to my heart.
Listening to his heart. Okay. And it's edited like an Indian soap opera movie, if you've ever seen those memes. But the entire movie is edited that way. So, epilepsy warning, I guess?
I've been sent to this planet to bring light to a dark world.
Hold up, sorry. I'm gonna stop it again.
I've been sent to this planet.
Is that? That's the watermark. Now, the 40 days in the desert is a great place for any movie about Jesus to start, being that when he comes back from his 40-day fast, that's when he begins his ministry on earth. When Jason returns, however, he goes to a bar, and that's where we see his first interaction with other people. And oh boy, it's weird. A nameless woman begins flirting with JC.
Great outdoorsman's return.
I'm just gonna call her Betsy because I don't think she's ever named. A lot of the people in this movie are never actually given names. They chat about his little camping trip, and then an old man imparts his wisdom to JC.
Yeah, you've been acting a little squirrely ever since you got back. You sure little squirrels didn't bite you when you was out there?
What did he say? I couldn't understand like half the things you're saying. Well, a little squirrely out there. You sure didn't. Squirrel, little squirrel got you. A little bite you, and then, a little nibble of the squirrel. Betsy continues to flirt.
You just let me know when you're ready for some real protein, okay?
And then she leaves. Oh, also now she's being mugged. Yeah, just like that little quick transition, and boom, she's in danger. Oh, zoom transition.
Hey, sweetheart, do you have any money? Huh? I think you've got some money. I think she's got some money, don't you? Come on, give me your money. Give me your money!
No.
Come on!
Lucky for her, JC phases onto the map and does this.
Come and get her.
Oh, shoot. What the hell? We're gonna have to rewind that because I don't know what in the hell just happened. Day saved, I guess. We're all confused about this, but thankfully, Betsy decides to ask JC what it is exactly that he did.
What did you do to them?
I'll tell you later.
Spoiler alert, he doesn't. Ever. JC releases the men from his curse and then proceeds to give the audience an epileptic seizure. The stare. Next up, hell. Is that the guy from frickin' Power Rangers? Bro, who would have thought Zordon from the Power Rangers was gonna make make an appearance in this movie? So Zordon talks to his minions about how to stop JC from starting his mission, and they have a little brainstorming session.
Go after his weak points. We have to take advantage of his manhood.
That doesn't sound right. Next, we're introduced to JC's construction company. Get it? Because he was a carpenter. One of his workers phases into the room like some sort of ghost, and then JC proceeds to show off his extremely soft hands. I refuse to believe that Jason Crawford, has done a day's worth of manual labor with hands like that. I just got back from work. I've only been doing construction for a little under 2 years, and I got calluses thicker than your mom, and my palms are rough as sandpaper. So, I mean, not to rat on whoever cast it, but if you're gonna cast someone who's supposed to be a construction worker, maybe choose someone whose hands haven't atrophied. Also, this movie came out in 2013, so what camera were they using to get images like this? I guess it seems that they spent all their budget on green screen and special effect and then just proceeded to shoot the whole thing on an Leapster Explorer. Speaking of green screen, we cut to the next scene where JC and Betsy are having a date inside of a fake house with a fake candle and even a fake flame. Why not shoot it in a real house? I have no idea. They probably were inside of someone's house and decided to hang up green screen on the walls, and nobody thought to, you know what, maybe we could skip the whole green screen step and just shoot it inside of the house that we're already in. Unlike Ted Jordan, Betsy is pretty smart. She's been catching on to JC and his shenanigans and decides to ask him about his abilities.
Like you can see things about people in their future?
Can he predict things? That's the question.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Pastor Johnson says you're here on a mission. A big mission.
Did you catch that? Did you catch that? I'll play it one more time.
Pastor Johnson says you're here on a mission.
She said pastor. How is there a pastor in this universe if Jesus didn't come? Did he already come?
I have come.
This is the single worst plot hole in the entire movie, and that's saying something for a movie that doesn't name half their characters. The entire premise of the movie is, what if Jesus came to live with us during modern day instead of when he did originally in the 1st century. However, throughout the entire movie, they continue to reference the Christian church and the Christian faith even, which wouldn't exist unless Jesus already was here and then died and then started Christianity. Here, he's just a false prophet who either legitimately thinks he is Jesus and... Let's continue. So, JC leaves the date, and the devil is outside waiting for him. He tries to talk JC into going back inside to see Betsy for a little bit of dessert.
Didn't God say it's not good for a man to be alone?
Uh-oh.
Get away from me, you liar. We have nothing in common.
I mean, you're both in this pretty crappy movie. Temptation 1 failed. We move on to Temptation 2. The devil gives us a kiss, and then a cool movie magic transition, and we end up in a different setting. Now, this was Temptation 2, and it's extremely convoluted, so I'm just gonna say it real quick. So it's a meeting where a big company is looking for a construction company to do some of their minor jobs, and the devil planted this guy to try and get JC's company to be the pick.
You listen to me, and listen carefully. Right down at the top of that list, JC Construction. You will hire them. Do you hear me?
They would then get 2 years worth of work, a lot of money, but JC ignores and moves on. And also, we never see Betsy again. Next up, we go to a job site and we meet JC's employee and best friend, Les Lazarus. Now, Les seems to be a little bit interested in JC.
I mean, we can pay all our bills.
Ew, what was that? Stop licking your lips, Les. You demand, JC.
I need to hear that.
No problem.
Then he's going for the lip bite. No, Les.
We can maybe even get a little ahead.
Now, after a little bit of some bad CG and really terrible audio, Les leaves JC alone, but not before one last lick of his lips. I don't see any walls. Dude, stop licking your lips! Oh, is he, my man, flirting with JC? JC then gets a call from his younger brother to go pick him up at a very real airport. They meet up, and Jason asks like he's too good to mix drinks.
Like your fave, buddy.
Oh yeah, what's that?
4 flavors in one. Suicide.
I don't do suicides anymore.
Why does he say that like he's something special? Oh, you mix your drinks? They then talk about how his little brother's doing so good in the big city and talk about useless exposition. Meanwhile, back in hell, the demons discuss their next idea for how to take down JC. We watch, and the aspect ratio changes throughout the scene. Now, the guy who plays the main devil, or the demon, whatever, you could tell that he is really going for the Oscar. He's putting his all into the performance, and I love it.
I have an offer that they cannot refuse.
On to Temptation 3. Everyone's favorite demon appears behind JC, and you can still tell he's having a lot of fun with his character.
It's me. Again.
We then fly through JC's eye and end up in
Las Vegas.
And here is where we hear the third temptation. Bow to the devil and receive the world.
You could clean it up.
Let's go! Clean it up! JC declines, and a second demon shows up, and they begin a anime-style fight where the demon turns into a wolf. We got a war, baby! We got a war!
How do you like me now?
No way! It keeps going! Ah. I didn't know that Jesus actually had to fight him like that. Damn.
Get behind now, Satan.
Don't ask me what happened, because I don't know. What a trip. 3 months later, we meet Mother Mary.
Looks to me like you could use a mother's touch for a couple of weeks.
I mean, moving on.
Did you hire that nice young lady to be an assistant in your office?
I think if I did that, we wouldn't get anything done.
Whoa, sound the alarm! JC is a horn dog, baby. Jason Crawford is horny. Oh yeah, and the reason that Mary is here in the first place is because of some wedding that they're going to. So, moving on to the wedding. Is this when he turns water into wine? The first miracle?
It is with great pleasure that
Could they not film in an actual church? They could not film in a church. Wait, pause, zoom, enhance. Is that Jesus on the cross? So he was here. And he did die. JC's a false prophet. He's the Antichrist. Jason is the Antichrist. What? JC officially starts his ministry with his very first miracle, turning water into wine. March on up, bud. Let's see how they do this.
Father,
Hey, drop the
I
shoulders.
can do nothing without you.
Drop the shoulders. Relax there. I see your
I
little
will be
tense.
done.
Whoa. What? Then we get the worst slide transition, I think, of any movie ever. The timing is so bad, and it absolutely obliterates the little bit of pacing that this movie even had. I'm guaranteeing you that the editors of this movie were high when they made this. On the Holy Spirit, mind you, but still high out of their minds. We are then introduced to two new characters. We have a mod of r/atheism and his sister? She tries to get him to go to one of JC's meetings because maybe JC can help our little Redditor friend here. We then cut to JC's meeting where JC is in a church teaching lessons from the Bible.
Love the Lord with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, with all your mind.
And people, Christians, I assume, act as if they've never heard teachings quite like this, even though it clearly says 2 Corinthians 3:17 right behind JC. Now, JC then uses his powers to peep through a little boy's clothing and then sucks the life out of him.
Now.
Jeez. You just sucked the life out of this kid. He's dead. But before the party even gets started, the Fuzz shows up and takes in JC for interrogation. They try to get him on some drug charges that other people committed, not even on his property. And once they realize that that doesn't stick, they refer to other random complaints.
We've been getting complaints from your neighbors ever since you moved into that building. Loud singing, clapping, loitering around the area.
That has nothing to do with the drugs though, bud. If you're gonna pick him, if you're gonna arrest him for something, keep it consistent. And they just won't shut up.
Folks are tired of it, and so are we.
So then JC pulls a Houdini, and then the editor again tries to get us with an epileptic seizure. Oh shoot! He's gone.
Where'd he go?
Where'd he go? Now, back at the church, a possessed man tries to kill a woman, but JC goes Super Saiyan and does this. Boom! And then blood or something. Oh wait, those are the ghosts coming out of him? Or the demons?
Where am I?
I don't know, you're in a bad movie. Sending those demons back to hell, where our favorite demon is getting punished by Daddy Zordon for not taking down JC. This movie is all over the place. Cut to a Mexican restaurant where JC is chilling with his boys. I guess these are his disciples. All three of them.
Hey guys, ¿qué pasó?
¿Qué pasó, eh? Now, Les informs us that he's got tickets to the big game.
I got tickets to the big game this Saturday.
Oh, we're making stacks.
That's Section A, Row 9. That's smack dab in front.
Woo. Yes, this is important to the plot. They get to some small talk, and one of his friends asks him this question.
Let me ask you a question.
All right.
Do you ever take time for numero uno? I mean, every time I see...
Is he numero uno? Their lunch then gets interrupted by two bikers.
I want to thank you. I want to thank you for what you did for my niece last week at your meeting.
Aw, isn't that sweet? We will be seeing these bikers again, by the way. On the way home, JC's spider senses begin to tingle as he thinks about little girls. He then drives to Lobster Trap and then stops an old man from running over that girl. Just gonna...
Hey, what's the matter with you? Are you nuts?
No, I'm JC. Now the old man feels terrible of what he almost did, has a flashback to 5 seconds ago, and then becomes a green screen element. We meet some new characters who definitely have their lines memorized and are not reading off of their devices.
Hey sis, 1 more month and you'll be free as can be.
And then Les shows up and gives this scene a very adult vibe to it.
Do you get the wrench?
I got 2 of them. I don't have to come back and fix this again.
All right. Enough of that for one day.
Oh, that shot. That shot was extremely important to the story and the plot, and wasn't just to show a nice set of Dobon hardthrows. Ted would never do his thing like that. He wouldn't just throw that in there just for booba's sake. Now at JC's next meeting, The old man shows up again and thinks loudly, and then the bikers walk in. Oh, there's the old man that almost hit the little girl.
Wait a minute. That's the guy that stopped me from running over that little girl.
He just said it. Told you they'd be back. JC, being the wholehearted man that he is, invites the main biker onto stage and then exposes him.
You've never been really loved. I mean, really loved.
But that's not all. Before he ends, he decides to give a parting gift.
Prostate cancer.
What? Wait, I gotta rewind that. You know, heaven has a gift for you. It's called prostate cancer. You're welcome, buddy. No, not the sound. So it turns out those girls were Mary and Martha, the sisters of Les. JC and Martha share a moment that has way too much sexual tension in it, and then we're introduced to our next demon, Jeff Bridges from Iron Man 1. Now he has got a plan to take down JC. I'm not sure if there was a time crunch when they made this movie, or Ted just asked his 18-year-old nephew who had After Effects to do all of the effects for this movie, but there's just so many things that are overlooked, like Jeff's shadow overlapping with his legs. Now, some of these effects, especially the ones in hell, are complicated. They have some 3D tracking and are done fairly well. You could tell the person who does it knows about effects, but they're done really sloppily. The editor could have made them that much better if he just spent like 10 more minutes cleaning up the rough edges, but oh well.
We have a situation that's turning into a problem.
Catholics. Uh-oh. Catholics. Now, I think these are supposed to be the equivalent to the Pharisees in the Bible. You know, the religious leaders, but they're priests. Leaders of the Christian religion, which means they already follow the teachings of Jesus, further implying that JC is indeed a false prophet who is just starting a cult. Now, they try to paint the pastor or the priest as the villain.
It sounds like a cult to me, Pastor. He's probably just fooling some of the kids with his tricks.
But the thing is, he's totally in the right. Anyway, they have some connection to the bank that JC is connected to, so they pull his funding. JC forgets to take his schizophrenia medication and begins to have auditory hallucinations.
I'm with you, my son.
What? These then lead JC to our Redditor friend, who at the moment's rocking a pretty sick hat, I must say. I want to say that JC heals him, but I'm not sure.
You guys have a minute?
It's a still frame. Oh, color's coming back. They don't show anything. The only thing they show is a still image that they slowly zoom into. And that's the last we see of them. That's the last we see of our Redditor friend. I don't know if he gets healed. That's it. That's all we get. JC goes to pick up Les and gets the information that the bank canceled the house.
The bank called. They canceled the house.
What?
Huh?
They didn't say anything. They just canceled.
Les then checks JC out one more time. Stop licking your lips! The bank canceled the house. And then heads over to the big game.
Seriously, I mean, I wouldn't miss this playoff game for anything on the planet.
Spoiler alert, he doesn't make it. He's gonna get hit by a truck, huh? JC is chilling and hanging out with his new friend, who we also don't get the name of and never see after this scene. And JC gets a call. He doesn't answer, though. Instead, his friend answers the phone.
Get this for me.
Old girlfriend chasing you?
Get this for me. Now, if you know the story of Lazarus, you know where this is going. JC doesn't rush and tells his friend that he'll get back to him. His friend is confused and does not read his lines off of a cue card.
You'll get back to him? What do you mean you'll get back to him?
Jeff Bridges then celebrates his victory of taking out JC's friend and then breaks the movie.
We've arranged for his buddy to be involved in a fake
Whoa! Did y'all see that? All right. Look at this frame, baby! Oh, no. JC finally comes back and talks to Martha and Mary, who cries a fake tear.
They took us to the hospital.
Is that a fake tear? That's a fake tear! Ted Jordan actually took the time out to have the editors track a fake tear to her cheek, and then add a second one. Anyway, things are getting a little dramatic. The music picks up, and then JC takes a little peep at the boobs. JC and the gang head over to the morgue to say bye to Les one last time. Everyone is heartbroken, and we see a flashback, and some shots we've never seen before, but trust us, that definitely happened in the past. Reminiscing about the good old days when me and Les would sit in the back of... What? When did that happen? Who's that? That's not Lazarus. Is that Lazarus? With a black girl? Who's she? Pfft, I don't know. JC, however, he's got one more miracle up his sleeve. Now the music begins to pick up, and JC hits Les with a light beam of cartoon sound effects.
I command you to wait.
And Les begins to wake up. I'm just gonna let my original reaction to this just show you what happens next. Uh-oh. Boner alert! No, Jay! No, Lazarus! No! Damn, I guess morning wood hits different when you've been dead for 3 days. My man packing. Man, that's 2 miracles in one. Brought him back from the dead and made my boy bigger. No, it's bigger than mine now. What? Is that it? Anyway, guys, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. It was tough trying to accurately portray this movie, but I hope I did it right this time. Now, please leave a like and comment. I appreciate all the comments I get, positive or negative. I can use the interactions. And if you're one of the people who are here because of my last Harry Potter video, don't worry, that's up next. I'm doing movies 3 and 4 next, so subscribe, that way you don't miss it. That's it. I'll see you guys next time. Adios.
Bye.